After a long 2-week off-season, Jackals TV returns to the air as the 2025 summer season is beginning at the Langley Twin Rinks in the ASHL. See the Jackals on the left in their white jerseys here tonight. They'll be taking on a team from the 19-plus division, as this year there are not as many registered 30-plus teams. So during the initial part of the season, essentially the tiering games to figure out which teams belong in which division, the Jackals will play a couple of 19-plus teams. And tonight they will be doing that against the black-clad Dusters on the right side of your screen. The Jackals will be pretty short here tonight. A number of players unable to play the first game of the summer season. Those players include Gary Pabla, Aaron, Troy, David, Gary Mizuno, and Lloyd, all unable to play today's game. They've also picked up a former member of the Junior Jackals from last summer, Ethan Haggerty, who was here to play as a spare for the Dusters. Seeing them with 3 lines, decided to switch sides and spare for the Jackals here tonight. And with that, let's head to the first period and see how those 10 Jackals did. The game started with the Dusters spending an extended amount of time in the Jackal zone, unable to really get any good chances out of it though. So the first scoring chance we see here is Darshan picking that puck up off a pass from Rob right in front and trying to backhand it through the goalie, but he does make the save. So here's the Dusters back the other way, trying to throw that puck out front. Instead it bounces off the side of the net. Darsh taps it to Jay Lawrence, who's going to get a breakaway pretty much from his own ringette line. Go in all alone, slide that through the goalie, and the Jackals are quickly up 1-0 in this contest. And we're going to see more from the Jackals. Here's Daryl picking up a loose puck behind the net. Neat little pass up to Jay Davis, who then shovels that on the backhand up to Ethan, who's ahead of the play, goes around that defender, rips it top corner over the goalie's glove, and the Junior Jackal pickup is on the board and giving the Jackals a 2-0 lead in this game. Jackals are looking for number 3 here in the first period. Rob's got it behind the net, tries to give it to Chris Duhar. Instead, it goes right to Bob, and a Dusters player sacrificing the body, sliding through there and blocking that with his back. Awkwardly, but it did the job. So, down at the other end, here's Chris Duhar. Going to put that puck out to center. It goes right through that player, and as Jared tries to jump on it, he gets tripped up by the Dusters player. Kind of looked accidental, actually, but either way, it's a power play for the Jackals. And right off the draw, they get a little lackadaisical, and that's going to be a 2-on-1, big slap shot, but Trevor makes the save as time winds down in the first. So 2-0 Jackals, still on the power play as the period starts. They win the face-off at center. Puck's going to get moved up the middle here to Jer. He's going to put it wide to Ethan, give it back to Jer, tap it on net, but the goalie does seal the bottom of the net. It comes back out to Jay at the point. He works its way around. He slides it over to Ethan, and he tries to walk out front with it, but the goalie does kind of a poke check with his blocker to prevent him from walking out and preventing probably what would have been a goal. So, still on the power play, this puck's going to get pushed up to Rob, and eventually the camera's going to catch up as it goes over to Darshan, who just puts the puck wide of the net there. He had a good chance, but he couldn't get it on net. Jackals still on the power play. Here's Jay down low, finding Rob in the high slot, shovels that towards the net, but the goalie makes a nice save with the glove. So, just as the penalty appears to be ending here, this puck's going to get across the blue line and then bounce off the wall right onto that player's stick, who hops in behind Bob, goes in on a breakaway, tries to go high blocker, but Trevor has that net covered up there and steers it up and over the net. The breakaways continue too. Here's Bob after a 1 draw. The shot gets blocked and he gets it back, but doesn't see that other player coming, who pokes it away from him for a breakaway. And this player makes a strange choice to wait for the other player to come and then tries to shoot, but Trevor sticks with it, doesn't fall for that pretend pass situation, and it's still 2-0. Looking for 3. Another breakaway created there as that player's going to weave through and split through John and Bob and go in on net, but he loses the puck as it goes off to the corner before he can get a shot. So Jackals now have it at center. Ethan deking everybody out of their underwear, and eventually they have to hook him to stop him. So back to the power play for the Jackals. 1 draw. Johnny's going to move this over to Bob, who's going to see Rob in front, throw it to him. Probably not hard enough, but it is a nice deflection that goes up high and hits the goalie in the shoulder and stays out. But a good chance there on the power play for the Jackals. There next we see Chris Duhar trying to move that back to Bob. It gets picked off, and then that player's got lots of space off to the right to put the Jets on, but just like every other breakaway in this game, they can't beat Trevor as he steers that one. Gets enough of it to steer it off to the corner. And speaking of breakaways, if you like them, this is the game for you. Rob turns that puck over at the point, didn't see that player coming, and as that player tries to go across, Daryl trips him up, and so now it's finally a power play for the Dusters. And while they're looking to get back in this game, they turn the puck over at center. Bob pushes it up to Rob, who then gives it back to Bob, fights that defender's stick off, backhands it through the 5-hole of the goalie, who is coming out trying to poke check it. And it's now a 3-0 lead for the Jackals with that shorthanded goal. Jackals looking to make it a 4-goal lead. Here's Jay going 2-on-1 with Darshan. He goes wide. The defender stumbles, so that allows this pass across to Darshan, but it hops over his stick. Too much pink silky for Darsh before the game, I guess. Couldn't handle that pass, but the play is going to continue on as it got thrown over to Jay, who puts it down low to Ethan. Gives it back to Jay. Goes to the backhand, and for some reason the goalie was sliding off towards where Jay Lawrence was on the other side of the net. So Jay's backhand goes in on the short side. Darshan, despite missing that chance in front, does get the second assist for throwing the puck across the ice that set that whole thing up on the other side. So here come the Jackals again. Here's Jared. He's got Ethan in front, so he slides it over to him, goes to the backhand. Looks like he has space there, but the goalie makes a save before his mask goes flying, and we get a whistle. Just 25 seconds left in the second period, and Jared pushes that puck up to Ethan, who makes a neat little backhand pass off to Jay. It runs away from him a bit, and as he's about to get close to the goal line, he throws it on net in desperation, and the goalie once again comes off the post, this time on the right side. So Jay's got 2 goals in similar fashion where the goalie did not stick on his post. Although looking at it there, that might have went in on the far side. Either way, 2 goals for Jay as we move to the third with a 5-0 lead for the Jackals. And in that second intermission, Darshan must have been back on the pink silky bottle because he gets this pass right in front. Looked like he was trying to put it over to Rob. As he peeks onto the screen there, he's disappointed that he couldn't generate something better off that chance right in front. It won't take the Jackals long to find their 6th goal, though. A neat little give and go between Jer and Ethan puts that into the net off a bit of a one-timer there coming in from the left boards. And his 2nd goal of the game now makes this a 6-0 lead for the Jackals. Dusters looking to break the shutout, as that's the only thing they can do in this game now with this elevated score. And here's a nice play. That player puts it through Jay's legs and then puts it up over Trevor. So it's now 6-1. A little later, we're going to see Daryl pick up this puck at center. He's going to take a rush. Now watch Rob coming in on the other side, trying to turn it 2-on-1. He gets a back checker that comes with him. The puck comes across. Rob can't quite get it, but the back checker just skates directly into the wall. No brakes on that car. And no goal there for the Jackals, despite that good opportunity by Rob in front. Here's another little 3-way passing play as Darshan's going to find John down low, but it hops over his stick before he can direct that onto the net. Play continuing, another play down below behind the net. Ethan comes out front with it, tries to jam it in, but it goes to Jay in the corner, who puts it back behind the net to Jerry, who kicks it over to Ethan, who then passes it back to Jerry. He steps out front and just flips that over the prone goalie laying on his stomach. Jackals have put up a converted touchdown. It's now 7-1. If Trevor is feeling underutilized back there in this third period, not enough breakaways for him, here's one. Nice stretch pass by the Dusters. They try to go to the backhand, and Trev stays with him. Makes a nice save. He's really getting his breakaway practice here tonight. There's a pass on the left side to Daryl as that player falls rather dangerously in the middle. Daryl's going to go around everybody and try to slide it. He looked like he had a chance, but the goalie does make a nice save to keep that out. Dusters coming back the other way now. Tried to slide that across in front, but instead it bounces right back to him, and he gets a good look from right in front, but that's a really nice blocker save by Trevor there to seal the game. It ends 7-1, a big victory here in the first tiering game against a 19-plus team by the Jackals. Let's have a look at the stats, some big stat numbers. There you see Ethan, 2 goals, 3 assists. Jason there, 2 goals, 2 assists. Jeremy with 3 points as well. Some elevated plus-minus numbers as well. And then Trevor making 16 saves on 17 shots, although a vast majority of them seemed like they were breakaways. So going forward, no standings really to look at yet because we don't know what division the Jackals will be in here. But this is what the schedule looks like going forward. There's 4 more games on there. 2 games, Garbage Men and the Nighthawks at the top and bottom. Those are 30-plus teams, and those 2 games in the middle are against a couple other 19-plus teams. So we'll see what the caliber of play is like in those games when we get to them. So that's it, folks, for Game 1 of the summer season. We'll see you next week. Jackals play on Monday.